most scary thing I could do right now is make a video and all of a sudden my roommate walks in my fucking room. This one seems to have better animation. Let's do this one. This one seems nice. Does it have anything? Nope. What does the guy say over there? What the? Oof, but this one looks super fun. Is that a guy? Wait. Ooh, we got some bangers here. I need to pick one, so I'm gonna do this one since. Again, sorry, you're just in such an ugly screen too. I know I'm ugly, but shit, is that my roommate? Again, this is gonna be super embarrassing if he sees me like this. He shouldn't be. He should still be at class. He is. I should just have my tracker on him like 24/7. Oh shit. See it.
I'm Tia from the United States. Ooh. Before we begin my tale, please like and subscribe.
Like
I'm just your average high school girl next door. Pretty, talented, and great at parties. I had everything I could ever want. Even my parents were awesome. There was only one thing I really wanted. A boyfriend.
Hey, they're taking my advice like almost. I wonder if you guys are hearing the thumps. Yeah, let me make sure. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know. You're just going to stick with me here. I'm still trying to figure things out. But I just said it's all right to have parents are like loving and stuff. And look at that. They follow.
Dated before, but all those guys were jerks. I even said yes to a nerd for one date just to see if he'd surprise me. Never trying that again. No thank you.
Damn, that's tough.
I was beginning to lose hope in ever finding my Prince Charming. That was until Chris came into my world years later in high school. My eyes were immediately hooked onto him.
Beautiful animation.
The looks, the smile, and
good
the
art style,
muscles
too.
rippling underneath his shirt. I just had to have him. So I asked him out. Something I would never do normally. But it all worked out because he said yes. It didn't
Damn,
take
he is
long
kind of
for us
hot
to
though.
finally go on our first
She is
date.
too.
It was incredible. He was such a gentleman.
Short
and
hair
just
too.
the right things to
MSA
say.
knows my type.
I knew right as he took my hand that he was the one. But I couldn't shake the feeling of deja vu. Like I'd met Chris before. No.
You have a table of 4 when there's only 2 people? Are you eating like a fucking family diner? Like what the fuck?
Next few months, we went on many different dates, traveling all over the city, eating wonderful foods, and studying together at night.
Isn't this cute?
And finally found a good boyfriend, and he was a keeper. But of course, something just had to happen to ruin it. Chris had planned a date at a fancy new restaurant downtown. I was so excited, I actually got ready early this time and speed walked to the restaurant with a spring in my step. But when I finally got there, my heart fell to the floor and shattered. Sitting next to my boyfriend was another girl with her arm around his shoulder.
Look at his face.
I didn't care if he looked a bit uncomfortable. I wasn't taking this betrayal lying down. So I burst through the doors and marched straight up to the duo's seat. At least she's not like, you know what? Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Like, well, first, the first person perspective. Let's talk about animation breakdown real quick. Look at this. Marched straight
great hand.
up to the duo's seat. Who is?
Okay, so like I was saying, one, animation, great. I love first person perspectives, and it was super clean. Again, I think MSA using Blender is one of the most fantastic things to ever come out of this fucking channel. Fuck, what's her name? I don't even know. I don't remember her name. I could really just like look over here. Because it's a whole different character here. Like she's blah 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 from the US. She has white hair, and then it was like someone with like a ginger. So
nice.
I don't know. But she didn't run away, and that's something I fucking love. She's like, oh no, my boyfriend's cheating on me. She's not turning around, running home to cry in her bed. No, she's gonna stand her ground, burst in there, slam her hand on the table, and say, who the fuck is this? I like that. I like that.
Tia, you're early.
We got a guy. Yes, let's fucking go. Oh my god, Tia, that's her name. Oh my god.
And march straight up
Chris
to the
has a real
seat.
voice
Who is
actor.
this?
Tia, you're early.
Answer the question, Chris.
You're early.
To the duo's seat. Who is this?
Tia, you're early.
Answer the question, Chris. How could you cheat on me?
Wait, I didn't cheat.
Who is this then?
That's right.
Hello, you must be Tia. I've been looking forward to meeting you. I'm Chris's big sister. The name's Vecta. The girl's cheeky smirk nearly made me get physical. Her last words registered just in time.
I love this one.
Yep. I wanted to see who claimed my brother's heart and
who the
changed
fuck
him.
is Light Yagami over here? Whoa, fucking Light Yagami fucking holding his fucking hands over here.
You see, I'm very interested because Chris and I are very close. That's funny because he never mentioned you.
I thought I'd introduce
To be on a date. I don't want to be mean or anything, but...
She's right, Vecta. You should go home. I'll be back soon.
Oh, she didn't like that. She looked at us both, and instead of leaving, got comfortable. Nah, you two just act like I'm not
I'm gonna do my own thing.
You won't even notice me. Besides, I'm starving.
Fine.
Fine? It wasn't fine with me, but she was a sister.
Poor
and
Chris.
It was just one evening. How hard would it be to get through it? Turns
That's
out
fair.
really hard. She kept interrupting non-stop. Oh, Chris, I have this really funny story to tell you. That's hilarious. Oh, stop it, Tia. I think I just peed a little. I didn't even tell it yet, but I know it's really funny. You just said so yourself. Which reminds me, Chris, I've got a joke that'll make you poop. So, a duck and a chicken walk into a bar.
I'm so fucking dumb.
Also, you've
You
got
got some right
sauce
there.
on your face. Act like I wasn't bothered at all and leaned over to feed Chris some
No,
of my
you can't
pasta.
do that in front of his
Seconds
sister.
later,
That's-
he started coughing and turning
But dude, he's
blue.
choking.
Oh my god, you poisoned him. What? Of course I didn't.
No,
Chris,
give him the
are you
Heimlich,
okay?
come on.
Say something. He can't, you moron. His tongue is swollen. What is in that pasta? Blueberries,
tongue's
kiwis,
swollen.
dandelion tea, rosehip oil, Diet Coke? No. Honey,
Oh, ew,
oysters,
Diet Coke.
anchovies. Yes, it has anchovies. Don't you know anything about him at all? And with
He's
that, she
dying.
quickly
Help
reached
him
into her
out.
bag, pulled out an EpiPen, and stabbed him with it in the thigh. He gasped and coughed some more, but he could finally breathe. What would you do without me, bro? The date ended after that.
So she listed off like probably a good 10 things in diet. You're allergic to what the fuck is in Diet Coke? I'm drinking normal Coke, by the way, but like, what the fuck?
Look, she's my sister,
You're
and I
making-
have been neglecting her recently.
But what about our date today?
She would just crash it as usual. I promise we'll hang out this weekend. Just the two of us.
He kissed me on the cheek and then left me devastated and confused. That night in bed, I stayed up pounding my pillow, imagining it was Vita's face. I
Damn,
wanted
good
her
animation,
private time
but
back, but as much as I
pretty
wanted
deep.
to slap her, violence wasn't the solution. Instead,
That's right,
I
that's
needed
right.
to know what Vecta's problem was.
is
There must be a
his sister,
reason for why
so-
she was acting the way she was. Luckily, a puzzle piece fell into place during the weekend. Ow, literally, she came and sat between us on the couch, holding a dead potted plant.
That's
You let
tough.
our plant die. The plant that symbolizes our bond as brother and sister.
I've never even seen that plant before. Vecta, what do you want?
A plant that's alive, but I guess that ship has sailed. Do you know what next week is? Christopher? Christopher? Now, why did that name sound so familiar? Before I could remember anything, Chris let out a loud sigh.
I told you not to call me by that name.
Whatever. Now guess, before I call you by your real
Oh my god, wait. No, don't do this, MSA. Don't do this. Don't make it like a super big plot where like, you know, like they dated in the past and now he's super hot. You know what I mean? Oh my god, what if he's that fucking nerd that she dated before? Dude, this is oh no, MSA, don't do this. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. It's gonna be tough to watch, you guys.
name.
I'm sorry I
That's
picked this
your real
one.
name?
Used to be. Anyway, I don't know what's happening next week, Vecta. Can you just leave us alone today?
A part of me was jumping
How's
for
my hair
joy
going?
at the
Is it
way
bad?
Chris snapped at her, but another part noticed how hurt Vecta looked. I gave in to my more merciful half. What's happening next week, Vecta? It's the annual LARPing Capture the Flag event for our city. LARPing? Like
LARPing?
that thing nerds do outside? Playing pretend? Yeah, figures you would say that.
Oh
Are you attending
shit,
with me,
wait,
Christopher?
that's the oh my god, I think my school has a club for that. We call it something different though, but
You can even bring your girlfriend.
Why would I do that? That's for...
alright, so he is a nerd, we already know that. So I was gonna discount it, but I think that they could do a good job with it. I think there's a few things that can make it a pretty decent plot, so
losers.
they just can't go
Tia should
overboard.
fit right in. That was it. What is your
Whoa,
problem?
young guy,
You?
just know that.
Sis,
No, everything was fine before she showed up in your life. I could say the same for you.
stop it, you two.
No, not if we want this to stop for good. Vecta, I have a proposal. Interesting. Shoot. We'll join your stupid game. Do we play in teams? Oh, I see where you're going with this. Yeah, we do. I'll be on the team opposing yours. If my team wins, you'll
the
stop
living shit out of
interfering in our relationship. And if mine wins, you'll break up with Christopher.
That is not your choice to make, Vecta.
What? Scared she'll lose? Get bored of you in the game, walking away from both? What? I wouldn't do that. I love Christopher, and I'll prove it by beating you. Deal?
Let's not use the L-bomb right here, alright? How long have you been dating? Not very long, alright? Like, so...
Deal. We shook hands, and I suddenly realized I just made a deal with the devil, all because I let my
Whoa,
emotions
that
get
was
the better
cool.
of
I
me.
gotta go back.
Devil, all because I let my
That was cool.
emotions
I
get
like
the
that.
better of me. I don't even know how to LARP. But there was no backing down now. My relationship was on the line. Before this is over, I'm going to remind my brother of who he really is, all while kicking you to the curb where you belong. Good luck. You're gonna need it.
If we're going to do this, then I'll have to train you.
You know how to LARP?
Of course not. I just picked up some things from my sister.
If you say so.
Good animation.
Away
though.
from giving
Good
up,
art.
but I refused to lose to Vecta. I was in another world. It was magical and so different
see
from
why the
anything
beginning
I was used to.
looks
But what
different now.
really made it all worth it was Chris. He was really enjoying himself. That and his immense knowledge on LARPing made it clear.
It's actually making me smile.
Although he refused to admit it. I hadn't seen him smile like this since ever, really. And if he was happy, I was happy.
It's just so cute.
Eventually, it was finally time for the event. And when we arrived at the venue,
Oh my god, why is it?
God.
Wait, why is this so cool?
Or at least 200 people here. They had even built small buildings and tents, and the large space with a nice forest surrounding us made it even more picturesque.
See, this is so
Before I
fucking cool, dude. Oh my god.
Are you sure she won't slow you down? I'd hate for you to lose because of a handicap. Hey!
No worries, she's a natural. She even started to like it.
She did? Yep, this isn't so bad. I'm sure she's just faking it. I'll prove it by winning this thing. Before Chris could say anything, Vecta fled into the crowd. She really doesn't trust me, huh?
I'm sorry.
No need to apologize. She's just a...
No, she's lonely, okay? Please don't hate her for this. It's my fault anyway.
Before I could dig further, a horn echoed throughout the field. It was almost time.
Hey, you're in the middle of the
teams,
job,
red
no
and
man.
green, got into position. The
Whoa,
two
wait,
flags
red team is
field.
10
It was
times better
almost
than green
time.
team.
The two teams.
We got the fucking guy from Lord of the Rings. Holy shit. And green, oh, they have Saber and Gilgamesh? Oh shit. Never mind, this is actually kind of equal footing here. Never mind. I didn't mean to diss you, green team.
Position. The two flags were placed in their proper bases. Finally, the next horn signaled the start of battle. I kept close to Chris. Despite the training, this was still nerve-wracking. The worst part was the mages in the teams pretending to react to their own foam ball spells. It was a struggle at first, but eventually I got used to it and started having fun. I could tell Chris was having a blast too. Even more so, he noticed I was having fun too. If there suggested a pincer attack on the other attack squad, which nearly caused me to panic, but a comforting hand to the shoulder later, I calmed down. So we split up and went deeper into
Who the fuck is that guy? Wait, I need to know more about that guy.
This is where things got bad. One by one, my squad was picked off by some archer in the woods. It didn't take long for me to be the last one standing. That's when the culprit revealed
Damn, she got a
herself.
longbow?
I'm surprised you lasted this long. Vecta, of course. I should have known. We stared each other down
Vector.
before Vecta threw down her bow and drew
Oh
her
yeah.
foam sword.
Oh my god, please give me good animation. MSA gods, please.
Field. Let's make a new deal. The first one to get a hit wins. Vecta charged at me as if this was a life and death battle, and I responded in
come on.
kind. I wasn't losing my relationship with
Decent
Chris.
clash.
We clashed repeatedly, trading blows on our shields, unable to get a body shot. Shockingly, I was holding my own. Chris had taught me well. I dodged an attack to my leg.
Alright,
and
pretty
asked
good,
the
pretty
burning
good.
question in my head. What is your problem with me dating Chris? Shouldn't you be happy for him? Now that really got her mad.
Alright,
and
come
she
on.
was lashing out even harder. You seriously haven't figured it out? Of course not. Why would someone like you remember some poor, nerdy boy who bravely asked the popular girl out? Huh?
Yeah.
Suddenly, it all fell into place. Chris was Christopher, the nerdy boy I had turned down all those years ago. Christopher used to be a big nerd just like me, and we were always super close, but he decided to abandon who he is to become the kind of guy you'd want, a typical Prince Charming. I barely even recognize him now. I felt ashamed of how I hadn't even given Christopher a chance before. I judged him by his appearance before I even got to know how sweet and amazing he was. But I knew that now, and I liked everything about him, nerdy side and all. I wasn't so shallow anymore. With renewed determination, I took advantage of Vecta's rash attacks and finally got a hit on her side, and she lost.
Nice hit,
She
nice
was about
hit.
to break down into tears, but before that could happen, I hugged her. I get why you hate me, Vecta, and I'm sorry for turning him down like that before. Your brother is a great guy, and I would never want to change him. Are you serious? Yeah, I love him after all. For the first time, I actually saw Vecta give me a genuine smile. I gladly returned it. Just then,
That's so
the
sweet.
horn blew, signaling someone had won. We ran back to the team's base, and the sight brought another smile to our faces. Christopher was being carried by his team while holding the green flag,
So dumb.
and the smile he wore melted my heart. We won! My brother is something special, huh? He sure is.
Wow, we don't even get to end it on a kiss like they always do? That's tough. What the fuck am I looking at? I think my reactions kind of give it away. I really like this one. This is giving me like my old Prime Day, like MSA videos I used to watch. I think everything about it was pretty good. Like nice foreshadowing, but for story, I'll actually give this one, I'm just gonna give it a 9. I'm gonna be generous. And I know, I know last video I said I'm gonna be a little bit harder, right? But I think that this video was super sweet, and I can't think of a way that it could be better, you know what I mean? Like, of course, that's why I'm not giving it a 10, I'm giving it an 8, but it's not initially bad either. Can I take this off and just like hold it? Because I'm playing with it too much and I might be fucking up with your ears. I wish I could turn the light off though. This is like the one time I actually want the light off. It's whatever. Alright, like I was saying though, I think that like the story like could have done better in the way that it's told and not just in a like, again, like I don't want to know like where the story's going in the middle, you know what I mean? Like I get it's sweet, but like again, and like also I want the ending. Like this one actually could have done with more, you know what I mean? Like actually him getting like the two getting together and like actually sitting down talking and stuff. I think that it would have been really sweet, you know what I mean? That could have been a really touching moment and stuff. And 8 is perfect because those are the only 2 griefs I have it. So mine is scene 2 from the score is pretty good. So 8 out of 10 for story is actually a magnificent. For characters, I'm gonna be honest, I like them all. Well, first I'll start with the main character, Tia. I really like her. You know, she's kind of like my type. I like the cute ditzy girl, short hair, she's nice, she's kind, all that good stuff, right? So I think she's great, and I think at the end where she's like kind of, even in like towards like the third part where it's like she kind of is like, oh, but I love him, so like I'm gonna do whatever I want, you know what I mean? Like when the sister like sat down, like when she challenged, like she was gonna fight for it. I also liked how she fought for him when like she thought he was cheating, like she went up to him and be like, hey, what the fuck, you know? I think out of every single video I've watched, she's probably the best girl. And I know I say that a lot. I know I say best boy, best girl, but I don't think that she went wrong anywhere. I think she did everything right. She trained. Even in the end, she was like, oh, like, you know, I hated how I was back then, you know. She didn't say those exact words, but you could kind of like come to conclusions. I also like her outfits. Her outfits were really cute. It's called Christopher. Very good character. I like how they changed with the voice. Again, I think that adds a lot more to it instead of just it being like the girl talking over him, you know, and just like, oh, like I didn't say, like something with like a deep voice. I think actually making his voice have a different pitch is actually a very good idea. So that's not even like character wise, that's just like, you know, it adds to it. Like pushing his sister away is hard, you know, actually pushing his whole life away. He was a nerd and then he changed just for her, for Tia. It's kind of weird, which is kind of a red flag, but you know, I mean, you've already been, they didn't say how long together, but they've been clearly, they love each other apparently, so. But he's still a nerd deep in heart, you know what I mean? So still a good guy. I really like his character. And then with the girl, like Vetra, I think her name is, like that should be it. That should be like points off just for her name, but she was a very good character. I mean, like if my sister started pushing me away, pretending to be someone she's not for a boy or a girl, I'm gonna get pissed. Like I'd be doing the same shit, you know what I mean? So I will actually give all of these, I'll give it a 10. This is like the first time I think characters have ever gotten a 10 out of 10, just because I could see why each character would do something that they have done. I think this is amazing. Like great animation, great touches. It reminds me of when like the One Piece animators, like for the Big Mom fight, like smoking that Big Mom shit. I think it's like small touches like this. Like you wouldn't, like you saw I thought it was like demon marks, like a fucking like language or something. But no, it's actually like the pitchfork horns and tail, which I think is a beautiful touch. I think everything was very well animated. You know, and it's funny because I was saying like I was going to be really tough when I started this new Soul. Because, you know, new year, new us. But I think they pretty much everything
Finally,
very well.
Sephora is everywhere.
Just like everything, like every single small movement, like it feels like nothing is looked over. Like this is beautiful too. Like you don't even think about it, but in the last the last art style, I don't think they would do a reflection or something like that. And if they did, it wouldn't look this good. I think that I'll lower it a bit more. I bet you could hear me just fine, but still, I think that this animation could have been better. I was just like there. I was really hyping myself up for it, you know, but. Nothing's gonna beat like what was it? What's his name? God, why can't I remember his name? It's something
probably dumb too. I'll go back to my video because I know which one it is. Dude, look at that, 135. I'm gonna stop you guys for a second. I'll change my banner and like think I'm gonna change a logo soon, but I just can't thank you guys enough. I fucking never post, and y'all are still here. Like, damn, nothing, and I repeat, nothing will ever beat this scene. This whole section, just I don't think.
Why are these people after us? Listen, something happened. He didn't get to finish because the
gangsters
on the other side,
finally
cornered us. Slater pushed me inside one of the diners as he started fighting them. Expert.
Oh my god! Holy shit!
Moves. He was so hot.
Tell me about it.
The guys.
I nothing will ever beat that scene, and that was a pure Sakuga moment, right? And this scene is longer. I am well aware. You know what I mean? And this too, even that, like that looks just so fucking beautiful. I also give animation a 10. Sorry, I'm going on like rants that you guys really don't give a fuck about, but again, this is a 10. This video was, I'm really happy I picked this one over the other one. So we have 8 plus 8 plus 10, 28. Look at that. I didn't even have to hit plus. 28, and so we went from an 8 to a 28 like that. All right, so MSA, I know you could do better. Like, I mean, you showed me what you got, and I thank you for taking my advice into consideration, because I know you're listening, since you guys clearly have like fucked me before in the past. So, you know, I'm your ex, you know, I'm your quick little like call if you ever need a little quickie, and like I'm okay with being that, you know what I mean? But, you know, if you want me to give you like props, you should probably give me a prop too, or a nice little link in the description. Of course, I'm joking. I even like this video because this video was absolutely great. Glad I did watch it. Great job, MSA. My heart goes out to all the animators and all the writers who worked on this. And thank you for everyone who's watching. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe.